Hey guys, it's Call Me Adam, and we are here live backstage at the new group's Pershing Square Signature Theatre, where we are with two of the stars from The Spoils. We are here with Annapurna Sriram and Erin Darke.
Hey everybody, it's Adam, live and in person for you. Hey everybody, it's Adam, wonder who he'll interview. CallMeAdam.com.
I saw the show a few weeks ago, and it is amazing. It is dark, it is heavy, it's funny, there's so much to it. I want to know, first of all, I just want to know what made you guys want to audition for The Spoils?
Well, I mean, I just, like, it's a super cool script. Like, that's the short answer is that, like, I read the script and it wasn't, like, anything I'd ever read before. And I think it's a very generational thing about my generation and a voice about my generation that I'd never heard before that I thought was really cool.
I go out for a lot of, for lack of a better word, brown people roles. And this was one of the first times when there was a character who was an Indian doctor, but she was so much more than just an Indian doctor. Right. She was a bitch, she was sassy, she was, you know, everything kind of fun to play. So I was like, if I'm going to have to play an Indian doctor in this career of mine, she better be a fucking sassy, I don't know.
Sassy is definitely one word to describe her. I mean, she really spoke her mind is one thing I thought, and to everybody, not just to, I mean, to her boyfriend in the show, to Jesse's character, to everybody. She was just like, this is what I have to say. And, well, I was going to get into this later, but we're just going to get into it now. I actually feel both your characters are very empowering to women, because there's a scene, I'm not going to give too much away, but there's quite an intense scene between you and Jesse's character, and I feel that you really showed what it's like to stand up for yourself in that. And Annapurna, same thing with your character throughout the whole show. Because she's speaking her mind all the time, she stands up for herself as well. Did you purposely want to portray both of them with such strong values, or did that something that came through rehearsals, and how do you feel your characters empower women?
So, I mean, I know for me, especially, like, being, like, a young white girl, I play a lot of, like, very sweet girls who are just that, very sweet and girls. And there's something, like, so exciting to me about the idea of playing, like, a grown-up woman who is sweet and who is nice and who is kind, but also has a backbone and is capable of standing up for herself and doing what is right.
I remember, though, our second day of rehearsal, Scott basically said that we were all very close to our characters, like, personality-wise, which... Or maybe just, like, temperament-wise. And after spending, though, time in this dressing room, you know, with Erin, I think that innately and inherently we are both just strong women with opinions, with conviction, with dignity. And so that is just going to bleed in regardless of if we mean for it to or not.
If you guys could give people one reason to come see The Spoils, what would that reason be?
The themes that are in this show, I don't think are written about enough. And specifically being a generation of kids that are basically told they're special to the point that they have, you know, they don't have any growing. They've never had to grow or really struggle because they're given anything they want and they're told that they're special, or artists. I mean, I'm using Ben, the character, as the example.
Yes. I was thinking, as you were describing, I was like, oh yeah, like Ben, who just is like, I'm making all these movies.
Yeah, it's like, no, you haven't done anything.
Right. You sit there and watch your computer.
Yeah. And then the other issue is one that's really close to me, which is the immigrant into into U.S. society, which is this. It's really subtly done because it's not overt. It's not going to hit you over the head with it. But we do live in New York City, where there are tons of people that come in here, and a lot of the times they don't necessarily integrate, especially with an upper class community. And being the kid of half, my mom is from this country, my dad is not from this country. I've watched that my dad watched it in that, how it manifested in that way. So there's something that's really important about that to me, which is, how do we treat these people that aren't from this country, and how do we include them and how do we exclude them?
It's an incredibly smartly written play that is beautiful, like that beautiful balance of being hysterically funny sometimes. Like, I still find it hysterically funny listening back here, and also like being, I think, very poignant and hopefully moving. Like, I can't guarantee that people will come away being like, I loved that, because I think it's like, it's a rough ride sometimes, but I haven't talked to anyone who's come away not having gone like, that made me think. And that's a cool piece of art to be involved in.
Yeah, I can't say when I left the show that I was like, oh my God, this was the most amazing, like, I had like the most fun, but I left it being like, there's so much in this show that made me, like you said, think, and it made me want to talk to people afterwards.
He'll get the dirt and the scoop and the story, for he happens to be in the know. Just ask anybody who's had 'em. Adam lives for the business of show. Call me Adam.com.